Good evening. As consumers, we're often bombarded with claims from companies saying, our product will do this for you. Our product will do something better for you. So as general consumers, a lot of times we don't really have a choice in what we choose to use and what we choose to not use based on research. So, however, as researchers, we do have that choice to kind of look into what companies claim and whether they do what they say they're going to do. A good example of this, indicated by my super long title here, is that we looked at one specific device that claimed one thing, and we asked, does it do what it says it does? So what we ended up finding, or what we ended up looking at, was this machine called, or device called the thigh trainer. Looks pretty fun, right? So what the creators of this device stated was that sedentary individuals who work all day, sit at a desk, who are typically the ones that we try to push towards more physical activity, will actually be able to work at least some portion of their leg musculature by sitting at their desk and moving their legs in and out. So I'm not arguing that this movement will cause muscle contraction or muscle activity, because I believe it will. However, what they claim is that as you increase the intensity or as you change the resistance band, you'll be able to create more muscle activity based on your changing of that resistance band. So what they were saying, like I said, is that as you're seated, you can train your abductors, which are the muscles on the outside of your leg, and your adductors, which are the muscles on the inside of your leg, which for a lot of us, that sounds pretty appealing, right? While you're seated, even more appealing. So what we wanted to look at is this change that occurs between the resistance bands themselves. So as we go from a low resistance to a medium resistance, there's a certain percentage change that occurs in the amount of force that's required to move that band, right? Same with medium to high. So what we wanted to look at was, does the muscle that they say will react to this resistance band change actually react to the same amount of percent change that the bands do? So what we ended up doing, we outfitted our subjects with EMG electrodes, which measure muscle activity for the muscles that they say that the machine would work, so our abductors and our adductors. And we looked at whether that change was the same between the muscles, that proportionate change was the same between the muscles as it was with the resistance bands. And what we found was, the important thing here is the slope. So what we found was with our glute medius, which are our abductors on the outside, there was a 3.6% change from low to medium and a 5.4% change from medium to high. With our adductor longus, which is the muscles on the inside of your leg, we found an 11.6% change from low to medium and a 19.6% change from medium to high. When we compare that to the actual change in the force required to move the resistance bands, 9.8 and 7.1% respectively, we look at this and say, well, what did we learn? Not a whole lot, but we did learn that the machine itself did do what it said for adductor longus, even to a more extensive approach. So we can kind of look at these machines. Shucks. I was almost there.
Good job.
Consumer knowledge.